All right, guys, I'm excited because I'm finally gonna be able to dig into Unreal Engine 5.6. And one of the things that has really got me excited is the addition of some new Metahuman updates. So let's first go to edit over here. This is Unreal Engine 5.6. So if I go to help over here and I click about Unreal Editor, you're gonna see it's Unreal Engine, it's a 5.6. Okay. So I'm gonna close that. So this has not yet been released. Well, I'm looking forward to the state of Unreal that's coming up next month. And so today I'm just gonna dig into just this is a development build. It's a beta build. So, but I couldn't help but jump in and test out some of these features. So let's go to plugins over here, and we're gonna type in, click on all, and then type in Metahuman. And as you can see, there's Metahuman Animator, which we expect, Metahuman Animator calibration processing, Metahuman Core, Metahuman Creator, which means instead of this being in the cloud, they brought it locally where you can actually do your processing locally. And then there's Metahuman Live Link, SDK, and runtime. So I'm going to restart my editor. And let's wait to see what this looks like. I'm super pumped because it's been a long time since we got major updates for the Unreal, for the Metahuman Creator. Of course we've been using Metahuman Animator, which it was amazing update, but the Metahuman Creator was lagging behind. So in 5.6 they finally brought it to the forefront. I know it's still gonna be in beta. You know, it's going to be one of those things that you turn on at your own risk, but you can see where they're headed with this, right? So right now, this project is restarting. And once it restarts, we're going to be able to jump into the editor and then see what happens. Okay, so we have the plugin, it's enabled. So let's look for Metahuman again and see to make sure everything is enabled over here. Let's close that. And this is the capture manager. It says some Metahuman animator process may not function as please make sure the depth processing plugin is enabled. Capture has been moved to Live Link Hub and will be removed from Unreal Editor 5 in Editor in 5.8. So this is very interesting, guys. So some of these some major updates. So Capture Manager has moved to Live Link Hub and will be removed from Unreal Editor in 5.8. That's very interesting. So which means in 5.8, something major is going to be happening because the Capture Manager is going to be removed, but will be removed. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. So again, this is a beta build, so some of these things may not work properly. So let me close that for now. Let's go to Window, and let's go to Metahuman Manager. So here you can see characters. There's a new characters assembly over here. There's clothing, which means you're going to be able to edit the clothing in the skeletal part, and then the outfit, and then the grooms, right? So that is the Metahuman Manager. All right. So to access the new Metahuman, you just go into any folder over here. So let's see if I can create a new folder, say Metahuman. Open that, then right click on it, and under here you go to Metahuman, and we have additional options here, and one of them is Metahuman Character. But also under advanced, you can see there's camera calibration, face animation solver, face control tracker, face fitting solver, Metahuman wardrobe item. So these are really interesting, and I'm excited about those. So it seems like we'll be able to bring in our own clothing, convert it into like maybe a Metahuman wardrobe. I can't wait to see the actual documentation on how it's supposed to work. But right now, I'm just me as a fan of the Metahumans. I'm just speculating here. So let me try Metahuman Character and just give it a name. Maybe John. And then after I've given it a name, double click on it, and then I get an options enable missing. Okay, so now we have preparing the shaders over here, and we have our first metahuman character. So this one, it looks like initially in the old metahuman creator online, you had this character already textured and animated and rigged, but it looks like this one you're just starting from scratch essentially. And you can see the textures are not there yet. And let's see if we can build some textures. We'll go ahead and enable the whatever is missing. And let me go to, oh, I need to restart. So let me first save all, just so I don't lose any of the changes. And then let's go ahead and restart now. Like, I know, as an like an Unreal Engine artist, this is really interesting and exciting because we've been waiting for a long time. And so every little thing that I'm looking at and I'm discovering, it just blows my mind. It's like a kid in a candy store, guys. Like, I feel excited because I know what the potential of this means. That all the things that we've been waiting for all along, the things that we've been waiting for, the things we've been requesting for, the features that we've been asking for, I think are finally coming to the MetaHuman creator, and they've moved it from the cloud and they brought it into the local processing, whereby you don't have to wait in line anymore, guys. That's the key, is that now with the MetaHuman creator on your machine, you don't have to wait in line. Previously, the one in the cloud, you had to wait in line for somebody. If somebody was ahead of you, they had to make you wait, and they would even tell you that there's somebody, just hold on there. And I'll be like, who's ahead of me, guys? If sometimes you feel like cutting into the line, but no, you don't need to do that anymore. Now you have the MetaHuman creator working locally on your system, which is really helpful. All right, so let's go back to our folder that we created. And let's click on John over here. It's exciting, guys. I don't know if everybody else is as stoked as I am, but I am on cloud 9 right now because we've been waiting such a long time. All right, so we have our character here, and in the past, like when we would go to the text, there will be like a texture option, like the materials and the skin. Let's see what happens. So now it has generated the skin automatically once you click on the skin, and let's wait for it to process. And something interesting that we've been again waiting for is that having the character not have slippers, those slippers. They finally listened to us, guys. That is pretty cool. Now this character, I can't tell if it's supposed to be male or female, but that is the outfit that we're starting with. But something else interesting is that this character doesn't look like the typical metahuman. You can see that there's the potential to add weight to the character, which is really cool. So the face itself, if I zoom into the textures, you can see how beautiful the textures look. It's still that amazing, realistic, texture that we're used to. All right, let's click on the eyes. So we can switch out the different. Right now we have two presets, brown and gray, and okay, that's gonna be interesting. So hopefully there will be other options. Right now, oh, you have to double click for them to show up. All right, start with brown, and then the makeup. This is a male character, but if it's female, you'll be able to apply the makeup just like that. And I think if I increase this, you can actually see a little bit more of that. Let me increase this width as well. And in terms of character, is not rigged, so that you have to create a full rig for that part of it. Let's go to library. This will be the different metahuman characters that are in here, right? So this is our character that we started with, but you can see that there are some that are already, looks like they're already pre-built. There's a metahuman, it's like a female, that's a male, it's a brown one. So they're different sizes, right? So again, I expect this whole interface to change, but I'm very curious to see like the process of getting this metahuman rigged. Let me go through and see if I can do like, so the body itself, let's see the model. If you click on the model, then you have the different shades. Let's increase. So he can be buff. I've been looking forward to having a character that can be like a boxer or like a superhero. We have that right here, right? And you can also increase the fat. So if we remove the fat, then he's like a superhero buff. But I noticed that that's mainly for the body. The head didn't change much because when you've been working out, not the body, it's not just the body that is gonna look that way. The muscles of the face have also been like through exertion, right? So you expect that. So I hope they add that there. And upper torso, so you have across the shoulder. So oh my goodness. You can make like a superhero character like that. It looks like there will be more controls that we'll be able to use. Let's see the neck to waist. So now we're able to do like all kind of funky things, right? So anyway, that is a superhero that we're making. The waist. No, you can't be built and then have like that. So anyway, looks like you could be able to make some cartoon characters out of this, which is very, very interesting. So again, I think these are the options that you have to go through and really like, let me see, can you actually increase the neck? Okay, so that's more like it. Like I'm expecting some Oops. Oh my gosh, this is funny, but it's also really cool. So anyway, looks like we have control over how the character's body is gonna be. You can make him muscular, skinny, and all that. And I'm sure this is possible for both the male and female, and the weight as well. So you can conform, you can blend. Under blend, you probably have like multiple characters. So you have metahuman one over here, metahuman over here, and I think what I'll do is let me drag. How do I do that? So this one, the building the groom. I'm curious to see what it's doing now. The building groom simulation data. Okay. So again, this is early stages of this tool of this metahuman creator. And so right now I'm just really walking blindly into this, just using some kind of experience working with metahumans. But clearly there's going to be documentation on how the perfect or the proper way, the sequence of how to be able to do these characters. So me, I'm just going about thinking that I'm going to have to first tune the body, but maybe I need to add the rig first. But right now, when I clicked on this, it's trying to build the groom for some reason. So probably it might be this character right here. And it seems like it's really significant. So we'll wait now. It's building the groom. And I don't have hair yet on my character. And this is a 2K body character. So I don't know which one it's building. I don't know if it's this one. Maybe it's loading this particular one. So anyway, we'll know. I'm just gonna let it go through and finish. I don't want to crash in the middle of my test. But again, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Today we have been looking at the new MetaHuman creator. That's gonna be. I truly believe this is gonna be announced at the state of the Unreal Engine. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the behind the scenes, the actual workflow, the proper way to actually do this. Right now, I'm just going through and testing, and just like I normally do, and then sharing with you guys to see what is behind this tool and what else to expect. So it's building something for sure. And the way I got to this was I double clicked on this character. I was hoping that this would be like something that I maybe drag and drop. and then you have three from which you can then blend, the characters. So let's wait and see. I'm not gonna mess with this. I don't want it to crash. But isn't that exciting, guys? Like, we have the ability to customize metahumans and more than we did before, especially the body shape. And we have more controls. We're able to make stylized characters, it looks like. You're gonna make superheroes. You're gonna make like, I think someone had left a comment on my YouTube channel saying that I would love to be able to do characters that are a little bit full body with hips and things like that. And it's true. It was true. The characters in the MetaHuman creator were all kind of narrow waisted. But now, so I can drop this one over here. That I see what was happening. So this has to be processed for you to be able to blend between the characters. So now that I know, if I were to drag and drop this, I think it's going to try to process that as well, which it took a while. So just be aware that if you haven't processed it yet, you're going to have to allow the system to process the full character, because as you're blending, it looks like it's more than just the body. It looks like you're going to have to deal with the groom data, which is creating right now. And each of these options down here seem to have that. And if you're going to drag and drop it, it's going to process that. And maybe the next time you drag and drop after it has processed, then you won't have to do that, right? But anyway, for now, again, I'm allowing this to go through so you get a sense of what you may have to. So if you compile this project, you're going to need, so here we go. We'll drop this one over here. And you can see the mesh cards are being processed over here in the bottom corner, which means that these characters that we're using, that we're blending in between, they already have Groom on them. So anyway, so here's our character. Now I wanted to see if I could create a rig, a full rig. I'll go ahead and create rig. It looks like you have to sign in order to do that. I'll confirm. Now it took me to the website. Let me go back and see what happened. All right, so once I logged in, it's auto rigging the face mesh. So it's auto rigging the face. It looks like it's starting with the face, and maybe it will do. So it's saying the asset you're editing is rig pending. Preset and material selection of the modeling operations require that the rig is deleted to unlock editing. Aha. Preset and material selections and modeling operations require that the rig is deleted to unlock the editing. Okay, so looks like there's going to be an order to this. So it's applying the DNA from auto rigging service. Wow, so it's really connected to an online service. So that's why you have to log in. So, okay, even though this is not cloud-based, it looks like it's still using a cloud service for the rigging, because it's saying applying DNA from auto rigging service, which means that's why you have to log in, because then these characters, the metahumans that you create, can be assigned or connected to your account. And that way you can share the DNA with other people or team members that you might be working with. So you still need an internet connection. Now I'm looking forward to see if that is resolved. Let's see, let's test the face animation. Okay, so it's rigged now, and you can see the animation playing back. So even though the character is stylized, the animation is playing back properly. So we have the face animation template over here. Let's try angry. It's body animation, template animation, idle. Let's try body ROM. Oh my gosh, this is really funny to me. Okay, the characters are rigged. And the face is using the anger. So let's do face ROM. Let's play. So it's gonna do the ROM. Yeah, okay, it's combining the two animations. So if you wanted to focus on the face only, then you would probably need to do the idle over here, so you can focus on just the facial animation over here. Oh my gosh, this is funny. But the textures look great. All right, let's see. Let me stop this. And I want to be able to go back to the head over here. All right, so I'll move the rig. And then, so once it looks like in order to edit the character, let me go back and see if that's true. Okay. And then there's the sculpt, conform. Let's see the sculpt. Let's see what we have here. And I'm hoping that they have asymmetrical, like you can turn off the symmetry. So the blend part is when you drag. Again, these are the different heads that you can drag. That's interesting. That I love the way they're. I'm thinking. I see where this is headed. Here, select. Okay. So we have the hair in here. Let's see what kind of hair they have. Okay, eyebrows. I was looking for the eyebrows. Double click to the eyebrows. Edit eyebrows. All right, so the eyebrows are now on the head. All right, and then for hair, let's go back up. So we have that. Hair grooms. Let's see what kind of head we have with Afro fade. So far, I think the collection is still limited. I'm trying to see if there are any new ones in here. Because one of the things that we've been struggling with is the lack of Afrocentric hair. So let me try. Let's try the Afro fade and see what it looks like. So it's like a whole new system of how you are able to rig the character, but it looks like the rig, maybe this will be like smoothed out by the time the set of the Unreal Engine comes around. But so far, what I'm looking at is you have to remove the rig in order to edit the body for custom characters. That is, the neck is a chunky neck. Okay, so we have hair. The hair still looks good, and you can do the details. This is where you can edit the different parts of it. And this is for eyebrows. And so if I wanted the eyebrows to be a darker color, then you'll be able to adjust that over here. Okay. All right, selection. So we have hair grooms and we have eyebrows over there. We have eyelashes. Does our character have eyelashes? Okay, so maybe we need to add some eyelashes. Let's do like curly eyelashes. All right, so we have eyelashes over there. Our character is coming together. And then the mustaches or beard. So again, this is, I think this library is going to get better and bigger. Certainly this is a better version, so I don't expect anything less. And then you have the pitch pads as well. So let's add that. You can see it over there. You have to get really close to see it. Okay. And then the clothing outfit. So this is the outfit that comes with it. But hair, it's hair and clothing is combined. So let's go ahead and give our car, let's give him some clothes. So it's not just in his underwear. Just go ahead and double click on that. And all right, so this is what I wondered. Like, if you're too extreme, I'm sure these issues are going to be fixed. So when you have a superhero character is tearing his clothes like the Incredible Hulk. That's funny. All right. So those are the main things, hair and clothing. So this library right here, I can't wait to see it get bigger and bigger. And of course, it looks like we'll be able to add our own, you know, and that's exciting. So the character is not rigged, so we don't have the full assembly yet. And then the body, we definitely have the model over here. And so the part that I think caused issues again was the arms. I think it was the across the shoulders. It was too much. So now that's interesting because I changed that. The clothing is not updated yet. So let me go back to hair and clothing and selection. Let's go back and let me see if I can double click on this, if it will fix that. Okay, let's wait for it. Double click on it. Okay, so anytime that you fix a character, you have to come back and oh my gosh, what a funny demo this is. All right, so our character is dressed. I don't know where the shoes are. Those will have to be under clothing, I believe. Our other assets. Oh yeah, this where is selected. It is remove, there's unprepared, there's access. So all of this is gonna get better, I'm sure, once the documentation comes out. And I didn't try the beard. I think that's the part that I'd wanted to test out. The neck is too massive, but I'll leave him like that. He's funny. All right, let's give him a crazy beard, like a messy beard. Let's see what happened. Okay, maybe that's too extreme. Yeah, too extreme. Let's see. Let's try this one. Okay. So it looks like if this is going to be done locally, you're definitely going to need a powerful machine, because before, when it was cloud-based, they could take advantage of all the cloud processing with all those GPUs. And that's why you had to wait in line, because I know that costs a lot of money just to be able to process all that data. But when you're doing it, if you're doing it locally, of course, you don't have to wait for people. It will depend on your GPU. But this neck. All right, so this is my first Metahuman in the Unreal Engine 5.6, and I think I can see the potential here. I can't wait for these, all these libraries to be like fixed and added, and like for this to keep growing. And I know they will be able to add new hair types. I see cornrows over here. There's a coil bars. So anyway, this is the Metahuman. Then when you're done, then I think you have to create the full rig. But it looks like you have, in order to, again, I'm speculating here, but this has to do with, I think, with the processing part of it, is that you need to disable certain things to be able to maybe give the system like more resources to handle. So once it removes the rig, then you're able to work, I guess, with more isolation on different parts of it, because if the rig is part of it, then it's processing the rig and the blend shapes and all of that, which takes up resources. So anyway, this is what I've been able to create. I'm waiting for the rigging to finish, and then we'll be able to test it out. But this is really cool, guys. I'm really happy that I got this to work, so that you guys get a chance to see it in action. And if you're brave, you can download the new Unreal Engine 5.6 from GitHub and processing. There's a really cool tutorial. I will put the tutorial link in the description that helped me get to this point. But be aware that you're gonna need over 250 gigabytes of storage space if you want to process this, and it takes a long time to download. So this, I think, is mainly for those who are developers and have massive storage and a lot of RAM. to be able to test this out, because the one that comes when they release the Unreal Engine 5.6, it will be streamlined. It will be like really more um, palatable for across the different machines that you're expecting to see normally. But our character is ready with his thick neck. The textures look great. He has a little more right there. That is really cool. All right, let me see, because we used to be able to do in the Metahuman creator, there was a way to change the lighting. So over here, it's studio. So we can do different lighting setups. And let's try this one. And also, we used to be able to do medium, epic, medium, high, and epic. So right now it's on epic, which is why I expect LOD 0, or you can do auto. I think this will also help you with your system if your systems is kind of needs a little bit more power. And then for the camera, it's auto, face, and all of that. Split. Let's try this one, and I think here you can definitely see the textures clearly. It's like a flight lighting. You can make out all the pores. Let's get super close so you can see how detailed this is. He needs to brush his teeth. All right, and then let's try another one. So we have portrait, we have this one, this one. Oh, this is really cool. Let's see the hair, the rim lighting, and that. And now the cool thing is this is all inside of the engine. It's not working from the cloud, which is really cool. Let's try to see this one. And then this is the default one, so you can see that. All right, guys, today again was just digging into the Unreal Engine 5.6. This one I was able to build from GitHub, and it's 5.6 U plus UE5. So it's a platform Windows 10. That's the one that I used to build it on. So that's what it is, guys. I'm excited for all the new updates that are coming out. I can't wait for the state of the Unreal Engine. And, this is going to be cool. Now, I've created some clothing using Meta Tailor. I'm going to see if this can be applied to these characters. And so now that this is done, make sure we save. And the character is rigged. And the textures, you can download the 4K textures because we have 2K textures right now. So which means this is again coming from a cloud system. So by default, they just give you the 2K ones. So this is 1K for the face and 2K for the body. So right now the face has 4K and the body has 4K as well. So let's go ahead and save. So if we get close, textures should look a lot better. Yeah. Oh, dude. That is 4K. Oh my goodness. That looks amazing. Look at that, guys. This is incredible. So Metahumans, and this is in real time, guys. Metahuman from 5.6 in real time, looking gorgeous with 4K textures. Now, those were 4K textures. Let's try 8K textures. I'm really curious to see what happens. If 4K looks as good as that, I can't wait to see what 8K looks like. Which means you can get up close and in person with these characters, and especially for short films. I know AI is everywhere, but there's still some level of control that comes with metahumans. And now that we have the ability to adjust the body, these characters are gonna be malleable. It's almost like having a clay in your hands. With AI, you can really you're relying on a prompt. but you have no like control how to move like points here and there to define the character. And that's what's going to be, I think, separating the metahumans from the AI. And I'm sure, Epic Games have seen the how much the AI is catching up, and so they had to go all out. If they had waited like maybe 2 years from now, I don't know if metahumans will be relevant. But this the ability to have 4K textures, I think is the one of those things that separates it from when you're trying to generate a character using like AI. So let's go ahead. I'm waiting for that to load. Now this is where your system is gonna cry. So it says 8K for the face and 8K for the body. Oh, here we go. Uh, Video memory has been exhausted. Expect extremely poor performance. And sure enough, those 8K textures, they look great. They look incredibly detailed. 8K. Yowzers. Okay. All right. I think for now, let's do this. Let's switch to 4K texture resolution and use that instead because I want to finish this tutorial. The 8K textures are awesome, but they are resource hungry for sure. So we have 4K for the face, 4K for the body, and this is much better. But even then, they look beautiful. All right, guys. So that's my metahuman, and he's animated. Let's do the face ROM over here. And let's see what it looks like with the 4K textures. So you can see how the kind of the frame rate's a little bit, I think, slow. It dropped a tiny bit because I'm using 4K textures. So when you're setting up, just use 2K textures to start with, and then when you're ready to render, you can switch the character to the 4K or 8K render textures rather. So that's pretty cool. All right, so guys, that's what I really wanted to share with you, that we have the new Metahuman animator, and it looks amazing. I can't wait for the as I'm digging through this, I'll make sure I show you what else I've found. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye.